Hi guys, it's Mary with Stamps-N-Lingers, and this is kind of a pop-up video, but I got my new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine today, and I wanted to give you a little look-see at it. So, let me just be sure I'm transmitilating over here. We're going to double check. Yeah, it looks like we have motion, so that is a good thing. We'll go ahead and get started. So it came today in a very nice little box, well packaged and ready to rock. What you get is the machine itself, and it is packed like this without the handle, but the handle's real easy to put on. I'm going to show you how to do that. And it comes with some instructions, and it says please read these instructions first, so I did do that. You also get 3 sets of platform. Actually, it's 4 sets of platforms. The first is the base plate, and it has instructions for each of the sandwiches, for thin dies, for standard embossing folders, and for 3D embossing folders. And then you have plate number 2, which is used when you use your thin dies. You have plate number 4, which is used for your 3D embossing folders. And then you have the 2 standard cutting plates, which look just like the old Big Shot plates. And these are called number 3. So each of the plates now has a number on it, which is nice. Hey Barb, hi Kathy, appreciate you joining. And then of course, this is the first platform. So we'll go through sandwiches here in just a second. When you get the machine, like I said, it comes just like this with the handle and an Allen wrench and a little screw and a washer. And all you do is you put the washer on the screw, put the handle on the end, and then, you know, use the little Allen wrench. So here's my tip from someone who has looked for these. Now, my husband is one of those odd dudes that has has like a key ring with about 4,002 of these little Allen wrench doohickeys on here. But I don't think everybody's husband has that. Also, his little key ring with the 4,002 doohickeys is always somewhere that I'm not. So here's my suggestion. Take this little Allen wrench, because it is kind of a small one. Turn your machine upside down, and in the space that's here between the 2 feet, oh look, already a Stampin' dimensional cover on it. It must be mine. Just place this and use a piece of like packing tape or scotch tape. You don't need very much to just tape it to the bottom of your machine. That way you'll always be able to find it on the off chance that you need to remove this handle for whatever reason. I'm not saying you ever will, but I have always tried to have my Allen wrench where I could find it. Hey Barb, I hope you made it back. I'm not sure what the problem is. I'm still seeing myself. Okay, so first impressions. This is a nice, it feels compact. It's not lightweight. I would say it is maybe a little lighter feeling than the old Big Shot was. But what I love about it, and I wish I had had this when I was traveling all over the country, trying to stick it in my suitcase, and look what it does. I love this. Listen, I'm going to be quiet now. Listen. Are you guys missing me? Are you losing me? I don't know what the deal is. My internet connection is doing well, and I'm still seeing myself. Anybody else having problems? I'm so sorry. Not sure what the deal is, because everything looks to be all right. Hopefully it will come back. Hey Kathy, I see you're on, so that's good. Maybe it's just a few folks having problems, and I'm sorry for that. I'm going to be quiet. I want you to listen to the sound this makes. It's kind of awesome. Nice. You know how a good car, when you shut the door solid, it makes a nice bump? It sounds solid. That's how this is. And when you close them, you get a nice click. Okay? So it's very nice. Does anyone know whether the plates will work with the current Stampin' Up! Big Shot machine? I believe they will. I think the cutting plates certainly will. I don't know about the other plates. So certainly the clear acrylic plates will work. You would just have to run a test to make sure that they work. But the clear acrylic plates, I'm certain, will work. Okay? So I have a couple of things here. We're going to try a couple of different sandwiches just so you can see how things work. I guess I'll turn this so I can actually crank it. This will be my first try. I did run a, you guys remember these old Biggs dies, these big fat ones? I did run one through here because some folks out on one of the Stampin' Up! Facebook pages wanted to know if it would work, and it does, by the way, in case you're interested. Let's see, caught it just by chance. Hi. All right. Not sure what the deal is, Margine. I think it's maybe on your end because I'm not seeing other people having issues. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to start with what we mostly do, I think, which is the thin dies. And if you look at plate number 1, it has the instructions. Use this with the thin dies, and your sandwich is going to be plate number 1, which is this platform. Then number 2, which is this little thin die. It's like a thin die adapter, right? And then your first acrylic cutting plate, which is plate number 3. And then your cardstock and your die. Now, this is kind of important. You do want to make sure your die cutting edge is down, which is normal, so that's a good thing. And let's go ahead and make us a little sandwich. Let's make us a sandwich here. And I've got one of the, I've got the new North Pole Wonder dies and a little bit of Pretty Peacock. So let's go ahead and initiate this. I'm calling him Skim. Yeah, that's my name for him. We're going to initiate Skim and make him cut a deer. A deer. Here we go. Now I can tell you what it does is it makes much less noise than my old one does, which is kind of cool. All right, let's see what we got. Ah, ooh, ah. Okay, so just so you know, that's also my first time using this particular die, and I do have to say it's kind of cool. See how it embosses, like, well, you can't really see if I do that. There, can you see how it embosses the his chest furs? I like that. So that is using the dies, thin dies. Now we'll do a little bit of embossing, and we'll start with a regular embossing folder. So that sandwich is listed right here again on plate number 1 on the big plate. So it's the plate and then one of the acrylic dies or acrylic plates, and then the embossing folder with your cardstock and the other plate, which I've now lost. There we go. All right, so remember again, when you're using embossing folders, send the folded edge in first. And here's a tip with any of the die cutting machines. If it's really, really, really hard, like it's really not wanting to go through, you need to reevaluate your sandwich. You've probably made a bad sandwich, okay? Never want to eat a bad sandwich or try to run one through your skim. All right, and there it is. Beautifully embossed. Love this. This was the Winter Snow regular folder. Okay, and then the final little demo we'll do is with the 3D embossing folders. And that is where plate number 4 comes in, this gray plate. So, according to the platform, we're going to do platform number 1, and then we're going to do our 3D embossing folder, which I'm using the Evergreen Forest, one of my faves, and some more Pretty Peacock. May use this a little later. And then you top it with just plate number 4. Okay, so no clear acrylics with this embossing sandwich. And remember again, and it's especially important with the 3Ds, is you want to send the folded edge in first. Okay, that makes it just easier on your folder. Okay, and here we go. Okay, now it's probably looking like I'm working really hard. I'm not though, but my table is kind of wiggly and I've got it on my grid paper. So I'm trying to hold it in place so that it stays right where I've got it. And there we have a 3D embossed piece. Very nice. All right. So I gotta say, just some impressions. I love the compactness of it when you fold it up. For folks who tend to put their machines away during the times that they're not using them, it's really going to be quite nice and very compact. It also feels professional and good. Good is such a wishy-washy term, but it feels nice to hold. This is a nice handle with kind of a soft, suede, rubberized grip, so you can hold on to it. It's got the same grip on the handle. Everything feels like it's very, very well made. I love, it's a nice logo, and of course it's got the feet on the bottom to hold it in place on your table. So it would have held very nicely if I had not had my grid paper here. It would have stayed. You can see it's not going to slide around. I'm trying to move it and it isn't. So those feet work really nice. These platforms feel like they're going to be sturdy and put up with a lot of upping and downing. And so I think this is a very good machine, and I am willing to say it was well worth the wait. So I hope that if you guys are in need of a new cutting machine, that you will get this one. I think it is going to be awesome. We should have it available in the September timeframe for customers. All right, I'm gonna just run back through my comments, see if I have any questions. And say we know whether these, okay, I think I answered that one. The clear acrylics will work. The other plates, you can't, I don't think you can buy those separately right now anyway, but I'm not certain that they will work through with the original machine. All right. Okay, guys, I appreciate you joining, and I hope you have liked this little short tour of the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Thanks so much, and I will be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock with a card to share. All right, see you guys. Thanks, and bye-bye.